support his family for the rest of their lives. And we've made the biggest fight in history. So 128 million people would disagree with you that it wasn't something amazing.
Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo.
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
Weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. And what, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a
like, I get excited when, I don't know why. I get excited when I talk about Canelo like I used to get excited about Pacquiao.
Really?
You know, I used to get so excited. Like, man, I'm gonna be able to play Pacquiao.
The massive showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is just 2 months away. But many boxing insiders already believe Crawford is heading into a disaster. Despite gaining extra weight and showing full confidence, many say Canelo still has the edge and is going to punish the American in September. Hamza Shiraz didn't hold back. He's predicting a stoppage win for Canelo on September 13th. TH in Las Vegas, he believes weight classes exist for a reason, and jumping up to divisions will take a serious toll on Crawford's body.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
Shiraz noted that Crawford landed slightly more punches than Madry at 433 to 275. But with only 11 more connects, the edge wasn't huge. Canelo is a big guy, he's powerful. Shiraz said he knows how to use his size effectively. He admitted Crawford looked mentally rattled. Still, Shiraz acknowledged Crawford's exceptional skills. Jumping up to weight classes sounds wild, but Crawford is such a rare talent, he might just pull it off.
Could you kill me with your bare hands?
I could. I'll choke you.
Look how quick you both
Wow.
True.
Wow, you both were, yeah. like you want to right now.
You want me to lie you?
Wow.
No.
Both of you, like, bang, bang, yeah, right now.
For sure.
I mean, you could, right?
Definitely.
You could kill me with just...
Easy.
Really?
Yeah.
How would you kill me out of interest?
Just one punch.
Really?
Yeah. Because, let me tell you why. Because you don't used to getting here, so...
You've no idea about my fight record.
Oh, well, I don't know, but...
I grew up with two brothers. Trust me.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
You're going to sleep. He said I'm 60. You're going to sleep.
I've sparred with Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, spar.
There's a video.
We talk about bare knuckles, you're going to sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at the relish you both say that.
Yeah.
But if I had to bet, I'd still pick Canelo by stoppage. Shiraz added, he thinks it'll be tough for Canelo to knock Crawford out, especially if Bud stays on the move and tries to replicate the Williams school survival strategy. It could get messy, but Crawford might escape with a moral victory. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn has questioned not just Crawford's size, but also his resume, pointing out that Bud lacks a defining name on his record.
Come fight time, we definitely gonna try to take each other heads off, and the closer the fight goes, we both gonna be eager to, show who's the more dominant fighter, and our intentions is going to be pure, but at the same time, it's not going to be friendly, so I think you can be, cordial in building a fight up.
I mean, I'm impressed that you can do this.
Professionals, we've been doing this.
No, I get it. But I also know there's a reality check.
Eddie Hearn emphasized the importance of movement for Crawford. The worst thing Bud can do is stand and trade punches. He needs to stay on his bike the entire time. He said, Hearn shared a personal moment. I once teased him on a flight and asked, what's your best win? He said, Ricky Burns. I told him Ricky's a solid fighter, but he's not an all-time great. Still, Hearn believes Crawford could have beaten many greats, he just never got the chance. On the fight, Hearn said, I watched the Canelo Skull fight. Sure, it was Skull, but Crawford is fresher. I normally don't bet against Canelo, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bud wins.
Can deteriorate, in camp. But, you know, a win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me, you know, on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
You know, I think I would be one of the greatest fighters ever.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
honestly,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo?
It's a tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Despite concerns about Canelo's recent form, trainer Eddie Reynoso remains fully confident. Speaking to East News, he declared, "We're going to win by knockout." When asked which round, Reynoso wouldn't specify. Whatever round it happens, we're knocking him out, while giving Crawford credit as a complete fighter. Reynoso insisted fans will witness a different version of Canelo that night.
Has the Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talk. With the right business come across the table, it happens. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, so that fight would be good.
How is Crawford, his composure, going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Oh, because you're talking about Crawford. He's
the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. And what, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. But a guy has that ingredient, and very, very few have. I can't count him out in anything.
Reynoso brushed off concerns about Canelo's flat performance against Skull, where he threw only 150 punches to Skull's 193. Even Canelo admitted the fight was boring. But when asked about Crawford, he promised September will bring a different kind of fight. Meanwhile, trainer Jeff Mayweather believes Crawford's best strategy is to stay at a distance and avoid turning it into a slugfest.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him, because if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience. He's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
Trainer Derek Bosey Ennis agreed, saying that if Crawford can frustrate Canelo and control the pace, a major upset could be in the cards. British legend Carl Froch had a different view. Telly for Italia, that's a great fight. Crawford is bigger than people think. I actually think he's outgrown the division he's been fighting in. He'll bulk up, feel strong, and be right at home. He's insanely skilled. He can beat anyone. I'd pick Crawford to beat Canelo.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, we have has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for And Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimo.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
All right, we have to talk about this. Terence Crawford just tweeted, Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. This guy is not playing around. All right. Crawford, pound for pound, #1. Canelo, biggest star in boxing still at the moment. Anywhere. I'm not talking about just in the US, Mexico, the UK, everywhere. Canelo is now open. At first it was, hey, I can't go down to 160. I can't do a catch weight of 160. If he wants to fight me, it's gonna be at 168. Plus, I'm not gonna get any credit if I beat a Terence Crawford. It would be like Terence Crawford fighting Tank, moving 2 weight classes up, and I'm not gonna get credit for that. Terence Crawford is a special fighter. He is like a Floyd and a Manny that can move up to weight classes, carry his power, can beat up bigger guys. He's a special.
Frock went even further. Canelo is completely past his prime. He looked flat in that last fight. He's not motivated against runners, he just wants an easy night. Frock questioned why Canelo is still fighting. He's had 60 plus fights, made millions, why keep going? But he admitted this fight is different. It's massive, and it could backfire if Canelo loses. He'll feel like an upset even if Crawford was expected to win because Bud is that dangerous.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. Power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34, going on 45 at this. As far as I'm concerned, he's got a ton of fights. Been around for a long time. Doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
Tony Bellew weighed in, saying Canelo knows the game inside out, but Crawford won't let him control the pace. Canelo likes to dictate rhythm, but Crawford won't allow that. He'll outwork him and win on points. Bellew said, I get why Canelo's the favorite, but if he becomes the first man to beat Crawford, he'll deserve every bit of credit because no one has figured Crawford out yet.
Crawford. Well, for everybody that was straddling the fence, straddling got your pants split at the seams. You got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He just signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent. Another fighter on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Yeah, so don't split your pants. Pick one.
Bob Arum, Crawford's former promoter, once laughed at the idea of Bud beating Canelo, but now he sees things differently. Speaking to the ring, Arum said, I think Crawford wins a wide decision, maybe even a KO, but more likely a wide win, because Canelo will just shell up. Arum believes people are ignoring Canelo's steady decline. It's not just a skull fight. This has been happening for a while. He added that Canelo has benefited from questionable judging ever since his loss to Mayweather.
My good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying?
And Terrence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?